What's up, YouTube? Coming back at you guys with another video, man. It's summertime, guys, as you can see. It's right now currently like 6:30 in the morning. A little warm outside, and I just kind of want to bring some patterns to you guys' attention that you probably already know, but these are some things you can do from the shore as well as do on the boat. Guys, we're going to talk about a little bit about patterns like the Carolina rig. A lot of you guys are familiar with this, but some of you guys are using it different, which I'm not saying it's right or wrong how you do it, but this is the way I've done it and found success on it. And I just want to show you guys what type of banks I'm using this on. You take a look down here. Let's take a good look at the shoreline around here. You can see the different transitions in there. All right, now we're gonna take a look at the shore I'm on right here, and you can see where that water was. Now that break line is starting right through here, and you can look and see how it stair steps down to like 5 different positions down there. So I'm gonna go ahead on something like that, guys. Even if you're on the boat and you see it transition like that, or you see it on your graph where it stair steps down there, we're gonna throw a Carolina rig. This is a flat mainly right here. This is a deep flat in this cove that we're fishing. Now, on most big bodies of water, guys want to find points to throw the Carolina rig on, which is okay too, but you can also go in these flats and really catch some good fish on there. So what we're gonna do is today, we're gonna drag this brush off first. But with it being clear water, guys, just a mental note, you probably want to downsize your bait, but since we're trying to see if we can get bit by a bigger fish, we're gonna go ahead and throw this brush hog first. But you can Carolina rig pretty much anything, swim baits, crawl baits, creature baits, worms, you name it. But we're gonna go ahead and throw this out here and we're gonna see what we can get. Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna target a point out here where it gets deeper, a little deeper. And we're gonna let that line sink down there on the bottom. All right, we're gonna get back to the basics, guys. A lot of you guys I'm seeing doing a Carolina rig, you're working like you would a Texas rig. You're doing this right here. That's fine in a small body of water if it's shallow, but when you got deeper water like this, like a big lake like this, you wanna take that bait, you wanna keep that bait on the bottom. You wanna crawl that bait off the bottom. And this is my deal right here. I'm gonna crawl that bait like this. You're gonna feel it kind of hang down there sometimes, but generally you don't get hung up as much with a Carolina rig as you would a Texas rig on rocky bottoms. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna crawl this bait in here. We're gonna crawl that bait on the bottom. We're gonna crawl it just like that. Pull it. Smooth. Just like that, guys, until we feel a thump. So what we're doing is we're trying to cover water, and we're also looking for big fish in that deeper water out there. So I'm running this on fluorocarbon, and I know a lot of guys are running off a braid and just have like a fluorocarbon leader. Me, I'm running fluoro on fluoro. I got 17-pound main line and 12-pound leader line. I can feel that bigger bait just crawling across there. See, I'm gonna show you guys just a second when I get this in here how I downsize to get bit in water, clear water, gin clear water like this. All right, we got our bait in. No followers. You can see that bait's kind of big when we bring it in, right? So what we're gonna do is right here, we're gonna switch up the game real quick. You know that water's gin clear and everything magnifies in that clear water, right? So we're gonna keep that in mind. And we're gonna say, for instance, we're gonna go ahead and throw a swim bait on here. The reason why we're throwing the swim bait on here, guys, is there's bluegill in here, and they've been feeding on craws. So I usually would throw a craw bait, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw, you know what? Let's scrap that. Let's go ahead and throw a craw in there. I have seen like 4 or 5 dead crawfish, but I did see a lot of bait starting to turn up. But I caught a couple this morning right before the camera got going off a craw bait. So we're gonna take this hammer craw, smaller bait. We're gonna hook it just like this, guys. Just like this. Now we're gonna do something a little different. Well, you know what? I'm gonna leave it natural. Leave it natural, guys. See what we can get. Just like that, guys. Now you're rigged up. It's probably about 11 feet of water that I'm casting into, guys. It's not super deep, but it's about where a lot of them are hold out here. So when we're on the boat and we're out here fishing this cove right here, you generally see them fish anywhere from 8 to 11 foot out here. So this little area is very populated. I mean, it's got a lot of different bass in there, from the spotted, large, and smallmouth in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just work our bait the same way I was telling you. All off that bottom, feel that bottom. This is just one of the many patterns I use in the summertime, guys. I thought I'd bring it back to you, kind of refresh you, get you back on it. Because a lot of guys are forgetting about their Carolina rig. I'll drag it over here. All right. I don't do too many hops on it when I first start working it out there. Unless they're really aggressive, now I'll start hopping it around. So that rocky bottom. But see, I'm covering water. When I cast that way, I hit yards of water right there. Give these fish plenty of time to get this bait in their mouth. All right. I like to fan cast mine, guys. I like to fan cast all the way through so I can cover that whole area. That's another healthy bass. That's another healthy one out of here. Got that summertime slim down, but he's still healthy. Shaky head, guys. Got that Berkeley. All right, guys. We got to move locations. The lake got a little crowded. It's Saturday, so you know how that goes. Guys, we're out here at the family pond. My brother's pond out here, trying to get it in. Throwing that shaky head now. Guys, this ain't just any shaky head worm, guys. Let me show you something. It's that Berkeley bottom hopper. All right, guys, and I got it in a June bug, of course. Or this is, let me make sure I think, yeah, this is a June bug, guys. Of course, gotta throw that on that shaky head. That's another summertime pattern for you guys. You guys are co-anglers, or if you're fishing in front of the boat, it gets hot in the summer, you're in a tournament, this thing will get you out of a jam a lot of times. It'll get to that bottom and work them finicky bass over. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit this smaller area of the water, and then we'll get on this big area and start working it. But right now, just kind of give you guys an idea of how I work it. Me, I do it just like the package says. It's a bottom hopper with a shaky head. A lot of people drag it. I like to bounce it off the bottom a little bit. Kind of a little bounce to it. I don't pull it real hard off the bottom, but I just kind of bounce it. I want that fish to have time to get it in these hot summer months. And water being hot, their metabolism's already up. You can see some of these fish. Oh, that was a hit. Some of the fish that you catch in summertime are real skinny because they're chasing bait and they're trying to feed up. But a lot of the time they're staying in the shade and kind of just trying to stay cool and out of the sun. I'm gonna work this bait a little bit, guys. It's actually a little tree that was over there that I like to cast to. This is a very small part right here. This is like the second part to this first pond, but we just kind of like working this little area, kind of see how our bait is when it clears up usually, but we've had a lot of rain, and as you can see, we've got a little cattle out here, so the water gets a little murky from time to time. Okay, bounce that off the bottom. kind of bouncy because it wiggles that tail a little more. Very shallow water right here, guys. Very shallow water. There he is. Oh, he's running towards me. Got him. There we go. Not a bad fish. There we go, a little healthy guy. About 2 pounds, guys. You can see that worm. It gets him. You see what I'm talking about, guys. He's still kind of thick up here, but you can see where he's starting to get his weight back from feeding up. They're starting to feed up again and get their weight back, because they spawn late. I mean, late May. A lot of them, so you're gonna get fish like this. All right, bounce off the bottom again, guys. Like I said, very shallow water. I like to feel that bottom, but I'll shake that sucker in the spot. If it gets really lethargic, I'll leave it there like this. Sometimes doing nothing or doing less is more, guys. Sometimes it's just sitting there and just bounce it a little bit, or just drag it a little bit. You can get them to hit. You can see I'm very rarely turning my handle. It's right there. About a turn and a half. Now shake it, because it's already 90 degrees out. You don't really need them to just chase it like that. You're looking, and mind you, you're fishing with a bait, a finesse type of bait. A lot of people use it on, like spinning reels or whatnot. But if you're using a bait caster, mind you, you want to go slower because you want to target them bigger bass. So it's good to either go with a bigger size worm or slow down enough for that lazier big fish to get it. Got a little grass right here. Little drop off. Kind of drag that worm right down in it. It's just another really effective summer pattern, guys. Earlier we were throwing the Carolina rig, which is very effective. But we're starting to, this is one of them, you need a limit, or you're out there trying to have some fun and you just want to catch a lot of fish. This is a go-to right here. All right, they're not concentrated in the middle. We're gonna take our worm, we're gonna work it. There we go. Drop it right off by that tree. But watch your line too, guys. When you hit a target like that tree or a dock or a certain rock sticking out of the water, watch your line when it starts to sink, because sometimes they'll grab that sucker and tight line you and you'll miss that hook set. You never want to miss that hook set, trust me. There's low activity. You guys see, like, nothing's really chasing. It's pretty much the midday. So the fish are kind of going towards the bottom. So you really want something like this that's more enticing than throwing a, you can throw a spinnerbait on the windier side of the ponds and get reaction strikes. But 9 times out of 10, you have to throw that thing 4 or 5 times by that fish to get him to, to hit it. So this is just something to slow you down, guys. In tournaments, I understand time is of the essence. You want to, you got 8 hours to fish and you want to hurry up and get you a limit. But sometimes slowing down and using something like this to get you a big fish, get you that bigger bag. So within 4 or 5 hours, you might have 15 plus pounds. You might not have 30 fish on that day, but that's not your goal anyway. You need 5 big ones in a tournament setting. But just out fun fishing, it's okay to just slow down every once in a while when they slow down on the bite and throw something like this. There he is, look. He dropped it. There he is, he got it now. Little guy. Let's get him out of here. Get out of here. Like I said, guys, it's just a way to slow down. Oh, I got him in the eye. He didn't even get it. See what I'm saying, guys? He wasn't even hungry for it. I just hit him. He dropped it. That's what I was talking about, guys. That tight line right there. As soon as it hit the water, before I can get that slack out, he was already gone with it. There's one right there. There she is. Little big guy. Smaller hook, guys, that I usually like to use. Hold on. There we go. There we go. There's a better fish. There we go. Oh, summer body. All right, a bit of summer body. That's a little better. All right, guys. We've been fishing for a while. Got a good one right here, about 3.5, 4 pounds. We'll go ahead and get her back in there. As you can see, guys, that shaky head. Don't just catch little fish. Like I was telling you guys, keep that sucker on the bottom. You want a good sized worm, get you a good sized fish. Get a release on her real quick. Running right towards me.